That I'm gonna And that was weird. So it brought me over here. Um, Last time? Yeah, I guess last time. I don't know. Might have been the time before. Anyway. Oh, hi! And Merry Christmas! I can't believe it's the 7th already. Oh my goodness. Um, I got another chapter done. I am working on chapter 60 now. And that's going to bring me into the segue of um, I write books, and they are available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. There are 6 books available if you want to check them out. And there will be a link. There will be 6 links in the description below. One will lead you to um, one will lead you to Pirate's Daughter, one will lead you to Misfortune, one will lead you to Hard Times, another one will lead you to Esperanza's Party, another one will lead you to the island, and the last one will lead you to a children's series called Adopted, and the first book is Coral. And yeah. So um and the one that I'm working on right now is Lessons in Love. Yeah, I'm giving the short form of the titles in this video. I'm sure, longtime watchers will be like, yeah, we've heard it before. But I would really love it if everyone would start buying my books. My ultimate thing that I would love is if a million people bought my books. I think would be uh, in good shape for a long while if that happened. I get $5 a book, so that'd be wow, that'd be like $5 million. I don't need that much. I do need enough to cover the expenses for medical bills and pay off the house and get get a new car, a new or at least newer car in the house. It's supposed to be 2019 or better. And I'm worried about that because we can't even afford to do the mortgage and pay the bills, at the moment. Like, if I could make $2,000 in book sales, I think we could get that to where we could be paying the mortgage but I don't know if we'd be able to get food. So, we'd have to we'd have to figure that out. Um, and if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. We're up to 18 followers. I am really happy about that. I don't know how many subscribers we have on YouTube, but I think it was 517 or something like that. Um, last time I looked. Haven't looked in a couple of days. I want to look right now, but I want to look right now, but that doesn't make for good content. Oh, good. Perfect. Okay, so I just wanted to do 7 houses, and then we are going to work on my new DLC. Dreamlight Valley has new DLCs once a year? Question mark. Anyway, um so they have the regular game, and then they have regular game where you can get um Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Scrooge McDuck, Goofy, all those characters, but you also get um like Mulan and Kristoff, Anna, Elsa, Olaf. Anyway, you get all these neat characters, and um that's fun and all, but then you've got these other areas, Eternity Isle and Storybook Vale and Wish Blossom Ranch now. Um, I finally said it without stumbling. Yay! Um, anyway, so Wish Blossom Ranch. I did a short video yesterday because my husband got a new DLC for one of his games, Astroneer, and he wanted to stream it yesterday, but he couldn't get it to trigger. He didn't know how to get the DLC part of it to work. So hopefully he'll be able to figure it out today. But I'm going to be streaming. I don't care what he says, because I was going to stream yesterday as soon as I got it. And he's like, but I want to stream mine. And I mean, he didn't say it that way, but it's like, but I want to stream my game. So I was, I was working on my story anyway. So I was like, okay. But he never did get it figured out. But yeah, so I'm working on 60. I've literally got like less than half a page left. Or maybe it is half a page, but I don't have very much left of that. And I had to do this, and I know I'm saying that like, oh my gosh, I had to do this. That's not what I mean. But I had to do this, because I made a commitment. I'm gonna stream every day, and it makes me laugh when people are like, streaming every day. Oh my goodness, like it's such a daunting task. But other people have jobs, so I mean, outside the house jobs. But even when I had the job at Walmart, I was streaming almost every day. Because, it started out. Okay, so me posting videos to YouTube started out that there was so many people they had these, brand new cameras at the time, of course. But they had these brand new cameras, and it, uh, you know, blah, 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 blah. They're brand new cameras, and they were going to Disneyland and recording the rides, and most of it would be dark. The ones that are dark, like Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. Ones where it is dark on the inside, but it would be like dark the whole entire time. And I'm like, what the heck? That didn't make any sense to me. I had footage of those rides, and it was not that dark. You could see everything. So, one of my very first video ever was a little over 2 minutes, and it's a scene from a very short scene from Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman from season 3, and I love that. I love that little video, and but then I was like, I've got better footage than all these people are posting Disneyland videos right now. So it wasn't Pride Comes Before a Fall. It was just that I had um, footage of that ride that looked better than what was being posted. You could actually see what you were supposed to see. So, then I put those up, and I went and took a whole bunch of stuff and just kept posting it, and people really seem to like them. Some of my videos have like 50,000 views, and I just think that is awesome. I'm just gonna go to the end of the street real quick. I know it's kind of stupid, but if I go to the end of the street, then I don't have to pull it up as I'm going. Come on. Almost. Anyway, so I'm only gonna go. Okay, we started out with that house, that street. Oh my gosh. We're gonna do that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and then we're going to Wish Blossom Ranch. I have not found the house at Wish Blossom Ranch, so we're gonna have to teleport back again. We went to the main valley and sat in the house, and you know, um, did the outro and saved it and all that. So, um, yeah. So I'm actually at a point where it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, like it's so far away. I actually reached page 250. I think I'm working on 252 right now. And, it just seems like it's gonna, um, there's 376 pages in the book, unless there's more, because I keep adding clarifying things. Like, like, um, like William said something, I can't remember what. Anyway, and I got the feeling that the next line should be one leads to the other. Um, because Sean's saying that he doesn't want Ashley to be miserable and lonely, but he doesn't want anybody dating her while he can see them doing it. And, since the whole entire crew lives in the mansion, um, since the whole entire crew lives in the mansion, it just made sense that he'd be seeing her go out on dates all the time anyway. So, yeah, um, he'd be forced to watch her go out on dates. Um, so anyway, they're starting their, William said we have to talk, and because I didn't exactly know how to explain that. Uh, you know, um, Ashley doesn't want Sean dating any other girls, and Sean doesn't want to Ashley to date any other guys. So they kind of follow the other one and try to sabotage the date. But anyway, it'll make sense when you get to read the book. But anyway, so Sean's, you know, so Ashley went out on a date with Justin McAndrews, and Sean followed. Sean followed, and Justin McAndrews was taking Ashley to the fancy restaurant because he doesn't like eating at the burger joint. Um, Now, burger joint, that just means that it's a hamburger restaurant like McDonald's or Burger King, Wendy's, In-N-Out. Not a paid advertisement for any of them. Carl's Jr. Hardee's if you're in the other half of America. Um, Mel's Diner, Red Robin. It's it's just your favorite hamburger restaurant, whatever it is. But I called it the burger joint to be very generic, general, whatever the word is, because unless they want to pay me to change the, uh, you know, uh, like say if Carl's Jr. all of a sudden wanted to sponsor me, but they'd have to go in, in the contract, it would be make sure that that our Carl's Jr. down the street here actually tastes like a Western bacon cheeseburger instead of a mustard burger, because I've ordered it twice now and it did not taste right. But Reno can get it right, but Reno's been there forever. It just seems really weird that Carson City can't get it, and it's the same restaurant. But anyway, but like, if any of those restaurants that I just mentioned, or any other hamburger restaurant that I don't know about, oh, or like Johnny Rockets. I don't think Johnny Rockets exists anymore, but we used to have a Johnny Rockets here too. But anyway, if any of those um, wants to sponsor me, help me get my goal of, getting book sales, I would really appreciate it. Poor Sam. Oh, it sounds like the doggies are having an argument. But remember, they don't have thumbs. So I haven't had to tell him that in a long time because the dogs have not been barking or it hasn't been bugging him. Well, all of a sudden today, there was, I went upstairs, you know, and the bathroom window, for some weird reason, is, um, is slightly open. Actually, I think it's because, when you take a shower, you don't want the bathroom to go all, um, you like don't want the bathroom to get all steamy and cause mold. So we've got the window open. Um, and it's high enough that nobody can see anything, even when it's my husband showering. So, not a big deal. But anyway, um, I heard a DOG then, and then we keep hearing big and little DOGs seemingly right outside the door. I didn't think that the neighbors over here had a DOG. I know that unless they moved, uh, two or three houses down had cats. Oh, speaking of cats, oh my goodness. I can't remember what the company name is. I mean, what you look up to oh, wait a minute. All I have to do is press that. Oh, cat Christmas tree. And I guess Meowpie is the one that came up with it. Anyway, it's a Christmas tree that your cat can actually, go in, climb in. It looks like a real Christmas tree, but it's got cat tree elements to where they can, actually climb on part of it and hang out inside the Christmas tree. And anyway, it was really cool. So I just wanted to tell all the cat lovers out there, all the viewers that have cats. I hold on a sec. Anyway, I just wanted to tell everybody with a cat, that might be a good alternative to yelling at your cat all month. I told Sam, I don't know if I told Ben, but I know I told Sam that he was allowed to lay under the Christmas tree, but I really don't want his nose anywhere near the branches because the nose is in the general area of the mouth, and if the nose goes near the branches, the mouth might go near the branches, and if the mouth goes near the branches, we might have a nice little vet bill after he eats the plastic Christmas tree pine needles. And actually, the pine needles are not okay for the kitty cat either. I didn't actually know that until I watched a YouTube video and it was like, oh, never thought about it before. But helpful hint. Um, I put jingle bells. Big jingle bells, not little ones. I think we got them at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree store. It's not a dollar anymore. They ought to change the name. But anyway, but what would they call it? More than a dollar store? But anyway, I think we got them there, and we got keychain. Uh, uh, the circle thing that the keychain hangs from. We got those. I want to say we got those at Walmart, actually, though. But anyway, we got those, and we put those. We attached those to the jingle bells, and we put the. Last year we were trying to just put um the keychains around the branches. That didn't work so well. So this year we used hooks. I didn't want to use hooks. The idea was to make the tree totally kitty safe because I don't want them playing with the hooks. They could get hurt. Um, but yeah, that's what we did, and it was stopping them last year and the year before that. Um, this year they're getting close to being brats again, and just like walking up to the tree and making the jingle bell ding on purpose. We've even got a jingle ball, as some people call it. We've even got a jingle ball on the tree because they don't like them. The idea is that they don't like them, so it was supposed to stop them from messing with the tree, and it did not. But so far as I've seen, and I hope God's protecting my tree when I'm asleep. But so far this year they've been very good boys. I'm not worried about Bobby because she's gone under the Christmas tree a few times and she hasn't messed with it. Why did I do that? I don't know. Does it make sense to ask why? Probably not. Anyway, so I'm like really excited for this DLC, and I know that it's going to take the longest, and I'm probably going to be streaming for a very long time, and I don't want to I don't want to be like feeling like I'm being forced to get off the uh you know I don't want to be feeling like being forced to get off blah, 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 Dreamlight Valley just because I need to you know stream something else because it's Sunday. So like I really can't wait until Wednesday because then I don't have anything else to play. But what if I get through I don't think I would, but what if I get through all the content before Wednesday. I really don't think I would because apparently we have some new gems and we have some new fish and probably, maybe not. I don't know. I don't think I saw it. I don't think I saw anything about new fish. I just saw fish in this, fish at Wish Blossom Ranch or, harvest vegetables there. But it didn't say specific vegetables. Like usually it'll say plant vegetables from Wish Blossom Ranch in Wish Blossom Ranch. But I just realized, okay, so I did a short tour yesterday just to say, look, I finally got it. And I did not explain. Okay, so my husband and I made a deal. Well, he made the deal with me. That if I could come up with $20,000, 20,000 points on my, actually, yeah, 20,000. If I could come up with 20,000 points on, in Xbox points, if I had $20,000, I'd be making a major payment on the house. Um, anyway, if I could come up with, if I could come up with $20, that was the deal. If I could come up with the $20, he would come up with the $10. And I reminded him of that yesterday. I'm like, I've got enough for two $10 cards. And you said that you'd come up with the other 10. So we ended up going to GameStop, and of course, it had to be that way. There's no $10 cards anymore. There's $15 cards. So anyway, I bought my two 10. I mean, we went to GameStop and got me a $15 card. So I can get one of the DLCs for Golf with Your Friends. And I was gonna tell my in-laws that if they ask what I want for Christmas, I want I just want a the lowest amount card you can have. 'Cause I only need like $5. That's not too much. I don't think we're going to be able to do presents really this year. But it's okay because I got my books and the only three things left on my list are those DLCs for Golf with Your Friends. And I want a sweater. Actually, it's a sweat. It's more like a sweatshirt, but it zips up. Anyway, it's really super warm, and I love it. And we need to go and buy them before they're not in Walmart anymore because you find something that you love, and then all of a sudden they don't have it anymore. But anyway, so I want another sweater. So like when the one sweater's in the wash, then I can have the other one and be perfectly happy. And I want to be able to get that tablet, not just for me, for both of us. And for all you Apple users, it's like a Android iPad. I came up with that term because it just, it sounds like it explains the idea. Like I was trying to trying to tell my mom about something, and she didn't understand. And then I held it up, and she's like, "Oh, like an iPad." And it's like, yeah, except for Android version. And I think I think it's technically slightly different shape, but yeah, my husband said that maybe we can get it for my birthday. Too bad I can't get it for $50. Um, I'm just assuming that, if my parents send money again this year, that's how much it's going to be, because it's been that in the past. Um, but like I said, I really don't need. Well, okay, with the sweater, I can get like 3 or 4 of them that way. They came in like 6 different colors, and we got me the navy blue one. I don't necessarily, they always come in dark colors. Anyway, I think there was a green one. I don't necessarily want to get that one, but I did want to get some of the other colors. And it just seemed like they were all earth tone colors too. Like brown and not beige, but not uh not beige. It was a darker color than that, um but not all the way to like tan or brown. Anyway, some color like that. And anyway, I wanted to get more sweaters because it's nice and warm. I probably won't be able to wear it after. I mean, I won't be able to wear it by itself in um, winter. I mean, it's kind of winter now. Not officially until the 21st, apparently. But it's kind of winter now. But I mean, like when it starts snowing. And I am really afraid for when I want it to snow really badly because then it feels like winter. Um, like I come from a city where it did not snow except for like every 10 years, and it may or may not stick. And it just never really felt like winter, even though it was. But now we live in a place where it snows, and just because I've gotten hurt so many times in the winter when we were walking, um, you know, we haven't gotten into like a car accident or anything like that. But yeah, because we've gotten hurt so many times, I'm a little afraid to go out. Like when we go out in the winter, I have to go and make sure I have my wrist braces because my right wrist will inevitably start, uh, you know, that that winter ache. It's really, as long as I don't use my computer too much, um, which I think I've been doing a lot lately, and it hasn't been, thank God, it has not been hurting. But like in the, when it's snowing outside, it'll just start hurting for no good reason. And that's just because like the cold sets into uh, the cold sets into your um, wrist, and it, I've got an old bowling injury, and it's literally all my, well, okay, it's all the bowling instructor's fault, but if my husband hadn't talked me into taking that class, then I wouldn't have had it in the first place. So Uh, Actually, what happened was that the Boys and Girls Club, or whatever it was supposed to be bowling at the same time we were. I didn't have my own bowling ball yet, and um, that's not a class anymore. I just realized. Uh, because it's really hard to bowl when you don't have a bowling alley. It kind of sucked because the college was, um, it wasn't right there in the middle of town. Uh, it was across the freeway and across the freeway and down the street on, like on the outskirts of town. So we had to go, and we didn't drive, so we ended up taking the bus out there, and then we had to go and take the bus to get back to the mall to catch the other bus so we could get to the bowling alley. um, yeah, the it wasn't a horrible situation. It just wasn't the best. But anyway, that day, I was telling the instructor I cannot do a 10-pound bowling ball, and he's like, you have to do this. So I'm like, okay, fine. I went and took the 10-pound bowling ball, messed up my wrist, would not let myself stop playing Roller Coaster Tycoon because I love that game. I wish I had the version that was on Xbox or PlayStation, or I think it was on Xbox, PlayStation, computer, or Nintendo and computer. I don't know, something like that. It was like on all platforms. Um. Anyway, I wish I had that because that would be really fun. I think, but yeah. It does not matter what I do today. I am going to play Dreamlight Valley. I'm gonna stream Dreamlight Valley, and I'm gonna, because of Wish Blossom Ranch, and the problem is it's 9:19 right now. Well, I wanted to be on Wish Blossom Ranch by now, but obviously that's not gonna happen. Um, and the thing is, I'm almost done with that chapter, and I'm like really motivated to do it right now. So maybe I'll like just get in, um, like now that I've got um, now that I've got the DLC, maybe I'll do a little bit at a time for a little bit until I'm done with my book. But the problem is that then I either go to Test and Love or Finding Love, and or maybe both at the same time. I still think that would be confusing, but it's going to take a while for me to get done with another book. I think I'm doing pretty good though. Like I got all six of my books. Well, I didn't edit Coral's book, but I've got the five books. I went and made sure everything was good to go in it. Well, I think I've only done this new method. Uh, yeah, I've only done this new method where I'm using the thing to um, I'm using Speechelo to read the story back to me, turning it into an audio because I love listening to my stories. But you know, having it read it back to me so I can tell how it sounds. Now, sometimes I cannot help that it goes and says it wrong, like it was fine, and the character said fine or something like that. I can't help that. Um, Wait. So we got Acacia, and then we got Dark Oak, and then we have Mangrove. Oh, I got confused. Okay. I never took that out. That's why I was confused. Okay, fine. Anyway, so I'm like really looking forward to doing um I'm really looking forward to doing just starting Wish Blossom Ranch. I'm a little disappointed because I noticed that on the main screen there's Tigger instead of Winnie the Pooh, and there's Cruella de Vil instead of um like the evil queen. They could have gone that way. They could have gone that since they bring all the bad guys back anyway, none of the bad guys are dead or thrown in a lamp or whatever. Um when they get to Dreamlight Valley, they're exactly the way that they were before during the main part of the um movie. So anyway, they could have made it that the evil queen was the person, was the person from Wish Blossom Ranch, but that and that Snow White was um Snow White was taking care of it, and it just became too much for her. But because we're getting Snow White, sorry, spoiler alerts a little bit if you haven't gotten the DLC and still want to get it. But that's all stuff that once you open up Dreamlight Valley, you'll notice all that stuff anyway. But anyway, it could have been the Evil Queen. But no, they decided to have Cruella de Vil, and she wasn't taking care of the ranch very well. And, we're going to swoop in to save it. I like that though, because we're getting some new stuff. Um, we're getting silver, and oh, there was something else that I was like, I don't know if I'm excited about it, but I was like, ooh, that. So I already did the, oh, good. Okay. I already did the, Disneyland Adventures video, and I actually ended up putting more in there than I meant to. The whole thing was going to be only about 11 minutes, but then I was like, well, we need to get the blaster from Buzz Lightyear. We need to get the, um, the spyglass from Aladdin. We need to get the megaphone from Brer Fox. And we need to get uh, the squirt gun from Donald, stuff like that. Then I totally forgot about the squirt gun from Donald, and Aladdin didn't give me the spyglass even when I did talk to him. So I was like, okay. Um, and with that kind of stuff and getting people's signatures, I just decided that um, we'll just get them a little here, a little there, and I didn't really know how to do that without, because I don't even have one of the characters. They spawn in when they're needed, so like they're there all the times after, but you gotta get them to spawn in first. So that means you gotta do some of the, as you say it on Dreamlight Valley, some of the questline stuff, and then, oh, that's something we should be able to do today. Um, we should be able to actually, um, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. um, oh, I should be able to, start watching the Wish Blossom Ranch content from Mr. Star and Sky and Suro. I think I started watching Suro first and then Mr. Star and Sky, but I don't remember. I think that's the way it was, though. That I started watching Suro first, and he didn't start recording until a few months after I did. So, like, I've got content on my YouTube from September 2022. And and it's funny because Sarah goes and says, "Oh, I've been streaming this since September 2022." And I'm like, "That's not what you said in a previous video. You said you didn't start streaming until December or January." I don't think he expects us to actually remember what he says all the time. And I'm like, I remember you saying that. And the only reason why I remember that is because, well, I mean, besides that he said it, the only reason why I remember that is because I was thinking, wow, I've been streaming a little bit longer than you. But mostly, um, he's been recording most of the stuff too. And I don't remember how long Mr. Starnes guy said that he'd been, but yeah, I didn't mean to make this all about Dreamlight Valley. It's just I'm excited. I thought I was gonna have to wait until Christmas and buy it with my Christmas money, and now I don't have to. Now I can buy my sweater, no problem, and maybe set some aside in my savings. I'd have to go and I think I think if I can do that, I'd probably have to go and take $3 to put it on my PayPal, and then because I don't know if I can just go to Walmart and put it on Varo, but I know that I can go and we don't have a bank account. We have a online one. But anyway, I don't know if I can take our bank account and go to Walmart and have it put on there. But I know I can have it put on my PayPal, and then I can transfer it over. Um, Anyway, I want to be able to do that so I can put in my savings account, whatever's left over, put in my savings account and not have to worry about anything. Um, oh, and this is the time of year that it, it, it sucks because I feel really bad that I'm having to do that. But the Salvation Army bell hurts my ears. And it makes me look like a Scrooge. I know it does. It makes me look like a Scrooge because every time I see that bell, I'm covering my ears. But it's just because it's so loud. So, I went and took my noise canceling headphones, the ones that don't have a charge, because they decided all of a sudden they did not want to connect to my computer reliably. It's like they needed an update, but there just wasn't an update to be had. So, so they don't want to, they don't want to talk to my computer reliably. So now I use them for, if we're watching the Nevada Day Parade, or if we're going to my mother-in-law's house. Um, Problem is that she is literally going deaf. You know, she's older, so she's going deaf, and literally she has hearing aids, but every but a lot of the time she's still like, "What?" um, I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, like they can't afford the $2,000 ones. They're supposed to, make it to where you can hear no matter what. Or like those ones that they used to have on the commercial all the time. I don't know if I'm just watching the wrong channel or if they weren't as good as they said they were. I don't know what the deal is, but it's the one where it's a older dad. He's got to be like 60 something, 70 something, and the his son is probably in his 30s or 40s, and he goes, "I love you, Dad," but the dad kind of ignores him because he didn't hear it. Well, then you and then he gets the hearing aids, and it's, "I love you, Dad," and the dad goes, "What?" And he goes, "I love you," and he goes, "I just wanted to hear you say it again." But I think the ones that I'm actually thinking of are the ones where it's a. Why does that look wrong? Oh, because it is. I think the one that I was actually thinking of is the one where they're in the busy restaurant, and he couldn't hear what the person across the table was saying, and then he gets the hearing aids, and all of a sudden he could hear every word of the conversation behind him. He can hear what the person at the table with him is saying, and all that stuff, and he can hear the TV, and anyway, I would like to be able to get that for her, even though she drives me freaking nuts a lot. um she keeps coming up with this brilliant idea that if we're if it's my husband and me and her that I obviously want to stay home at their house, bored stupid, while they go shopping together. And it's like, no, I needed stuff too. And we don't have two vehicles. Otherwise, I would have went off in the one direction and y'all could have gone off in the other direction. Yeah. Just, she doesn't think of, yeah, she doesn't think of others. Yeah, she pretty much thinks of herself. But, like, she doesn't think of others. And it drives me crazy. So yesterday I got a great idea. Um, I was playing Jeopardy. Um, because Saturdays are Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy days. I was playing Jeopardy and it had clue rooms, and so rooms that are from the game Clue. So it gives you like a picture of the billiard room, and you're supposed to figure out what room it is, um and say what is the billiard room. Well, that got me want remembering that I want to come up with. We don't have a copy of the game Clue. It would be a lot easier that way. But I want to come up with a version of the game Clue on Minecraft. So like, I could probably get my sister to help me play. But the only problem is that, oh, well, okay, we could have a oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, we could have a wall with item frames to show what the different cards are supposed to be. We had I don't think we have rope, but we've got a lasso. Lasso? Lead. A lead. Well, I guess a lead is kind of like a lasso, but anyway. Um, yeah, that's the problem. I'm gonna have to definitely have something to eat before I I'm gonna have to have something to eat before I come on here to do Dreamlight Valley, because I know me, I will stay on that game as long as humanly possible, so it may be like a 8-hour stream. Um, I don't think there's 8 hours between lunch and dinner time, but no, there's definitely not. There's like 7 hours. So anyway, it will probably be at least 7 hours. Or I will be hopefully not crunching in your ear, but I was thinking that if my foot is feeling better, because yesterday it hurt, and I don't know why. I have not messed up my foot, as far as I know. I haven't messed up my foot ever. The only thing that I think of, and yeah, the only thing I could think of is that my uh no, I was gonna say like my arch could be falling, but that wouldn't have I don't think that would have a it's like the part just before the toes is hurting. I have no idea why. But okay, so anyway, I really want to get it checked out, but we really can't afford it. And they're just going to tell me, you've racked up this much money and we're not giving you medical until you pay it. And we really can't pay it, so yeah. Um, Again, if I got book sales, I'd be able to pay that off too. I'd be able to, that would be something really cool. Go into, um, bless you. The people, our walls are so thin that you can hear the person next door sneezing. Or like if the little girl is uh I don't know if she's being difficult or if she's just having a good time and screaming. But anyway, she screams sometimes and I don't know why. But anyway, she's just like screaming and you can hear that perfectly too. Anyway, so how many houses are we? Okay, I have to do that side and I have to finish the front. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Okay. I just gotta finish this house and then 2, 3. Yay! Oh, and then we'll have 4 done because, yeah, because the first house on the next section over is bamboo. Okay. So I'm actually happy because, we're getting this done and we're getting the story done and I finally got Dreamlight Valley, the Wish Blossom Ranch DLC. I am like I wasn't super excited, but I wanted to get it anyway because it makes for more content which potentially will get me um monetized eventually. And you know, I've kind of decided that I would like it if people would buy my books. Um, if everyone would buy my books, that money could go to household bills and um helping pay off the house and stuff, at least for a while. And when we don't need it so much anymore, I could do, the good things with it. But, the monetization money, that's exactly what it could go to. Um, I was thinking that would be great. On the other hand, um, I don't have merch, but I mean, except for my books, I don't really have merch. But like, if I could, I if I could, I would go and make. I had a great idea. Little pillow things. Little pillow things, but they're ornaments. So your cat could mess with it. They knock it off the tree. It's not going to hurt anything. and you can put any picture on it. So like I could have giveaways, you know, or I don't know what I would do though. Like what would I do? Say, um, how many houses do you think she'll get through today? And uh, the closest person to the answer gets an ornament. I don't know. Um, or or maybe somebody gets a free copy of the newest book, you know? But but then that brings the question of would I be giving away the paperback copy or the hardback copy? It'd be kind of hard to give away the ebook, but then that comes up with, where do I send it and how do I convince people I'm not going to sell their information? Because I would not do that. I think that a whole bunch of companies that we trust are doing that, and it's bugging the heck out of me right now. I don't know why I did that because I really don't need that color. I just need to walk up to the yeah, basically I just need to walk up to the house, take off the bamboo thing. Um anyway, besides I like going through, like if I'm gonna go through all the colors, if I'm gonna be painting houses, I like to go through all the colors. So then I don't have any question of what the next color is. Because I'm starting over fresh with oak again. Um, Oak? Is that even. Yeah. I don't know why that suddenly didn't sound right. But I was. Okay, so I was looking at the word hazard yesterday. Um, I was trying to spell choking hazard. Actually, it might have been earlier. But anyway, whenever. Yesterday or today. Anyway, I was trying to say feathers, choking hazard, bad for your cat. Um, I know that the person that posted the video is watching his cat play with this toy, so I don't have to worry about it. But they've got this, uh, well, except for that's a feather toy. It's a great new toy because it's got a magnet on it, so it's not just fishy on a string and they get bored with it after like 10 minutes because they cannot grab their prey and walk into another room and bad at it and pretend that they're eating it. But this one you can pull it, your cat can pull it off and then they're all proud because they caught the birdie or whatever it is. But the thing is that it is a feather toy. And I did not like that because we had some toy with feathers, and if we had not got, if we had not been able to get the feather out of his throat, Ben may not have been with us. And I'm like, oh heck no. We're not having feathers in this house ever again. If it's a cat toy plushie, that's fine. as long as it doesn't have catnip in it. Has to have stuffing, but no catnip. Um, Sam had catnip one time and he went crazy. And I was like, nope, we're not having catnip ever again. It was his first, I think it was probably his first time experiencing catnip, but yeah, we're like, no, you're not having catnip ever again. Um, so, so I keep trying to convince people we don't drug our cats. You know, whatever they're going to be like during the day without supposedly calming catnip, I don't care. You know, we, we well, we don't have those cats that like claiming the drapes and weird stuff like that. Um, I've never understood why cats in videos want to climb the drapes. It's just so weird. Curtain, thicker curtains to explain drapes. 'Cause like on the movie Cinderella, the original animated Disney, she was saying, and the drapes and the tapestries. I still don't exactly know what a tapestry is, but anyways, the drapes and the tapestries and the carpet in the hall, you know, and anyway, she had a pretty long list, and she told Cinderella that she was gonna, that Cinderella was supposed to clean all that stuff, and so you can see drapes there at the windows. Of course, that reminds me that they have a part in there where her ugly stepsisters. I don't think that that was very nice. Not all stepsisters are ugly. You know, like I could understand if it was, I could understand if it was ugly on the inside, and they were that too, but they also made them look not so pretty on the outside. Not as bad as Cinderella with Brandy though, because like Cinderella with Brandy, they made one of the sisters. I, I appreciate that they used a whole bunch of different actors. They had black people. They had uh, and I think he's Asian. I'm not entirely sure. Um, anyway, the prince. He's whatever he is, and then Cinderella. Cinderella's Brandy, and she's a black woman, and then I don't know why, but they had the guy from Titanic as the I can't remember if that was before or after Titanic, but anyway, the guy who he was on Titanic, he was the Irish guy that said, "I made you a good ship, Rose," but he really didn't. And he was feeling really bad about that because everything was falling apart around him, and yeah. But anyway, he's the dad. He's also on Sleepless in Seattle as Sam's, I don't know, best friend, but Sam's friend, or yeah, it could be a brother, but I think it's just a friend. But anyway, um he's on that movie. Um, that that's funny though, because on Sam's very upset because his wife just passed away, right? So so the friend I was just talking about, his wife, um, oddly enough, I think I'm pretty sure, oddly enough, that that was Tom Hanks's wife at one point in time. Um, anyway, she, she's trying to tell him, these food things, uh, like she made a bunch of food and they're in like Tupperware or Ziplocs or whatever. And she goes, any of these meals, put in the microwave 5 minutes, and they're good to go. Well, some meals don't need 5 minutes, like a can of SpaghettiOs, 3 minutes. Two and a half if you don't want it so hot that you can't eat it right out of the microwave. But anyway, then she goes, "Do you know how to make juice?" He goes, "Microwave, 5 minutes." It's funny to us, but it's really not funny because when you lose somebody like that, you've got a great sense of loss, a big sense of loss, and it's not fun at all. Even if you know where they're at, because I know my mama is in heaven, but it's like I seriously want to say that if the doctors had paid attention to their job, that she'd still be with us. Because supposedly they didn't find out that she was diabetic until after. Anyway, but we're not gonna. We're trying not to think of that because it's Christmas time. Oh, we got to watch Home Alone 2 yesterday, and something else. What else do I get to watch? Because I'm only trying to watch 3 a day. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we watched. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we watched A Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey one, and then we watched the second Christmas show called A Very Tender Christmas, from Full House, and then we watched Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and then today. Oh, okay. Today we get to watch Emmett R's Jug Band Christmas. I love that one. That one's Jim Henson's Muppets. Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy and all them. They're not. Yeah, I don't think they're in it. But they've got other ones. Emmett and his mama. Um, oh, he calls her Ma. And they're otters. And then they've got, or Emmett's got 3 friends. Yeah, 3 friends, and they're gonna be a jug band because there's a big competition. It's a um, first annual um, competition, singing competition. Well, no, it's not just singing because the squirrels did a dance number. But anyway, it's a competition, and Emmett wants to win so he can buy his mom a piano, but he knows that he's gonna end up, because the prize is $50, and they're thinking that's a lot of money. Anyway, and Emmett wants to buy his mom a piano. He knows he can't buy a piano for $50, but he can put a down payment on one. Because they had to hawk the piano so they'd have money to pay bills and stuff. So anyway, it turns out that Ma wants to win the $50 so she can get Emmett a guitar for Christmas, and she knows that he really wants it. It's not one of those passing phase things where he's gonna play it for a month and put it up on the shelf and not care about it. And so they're both in the competition. Emmett's got the jug band with his three friends, and Ma is singing a song, and I'll let you watch it to find out what happens in case you don't know. I'm sure it's on. Sometimes it's on YouTube. I don't know if it is this year, but sometimes it's on YouTube, and so I'm sure one of the I'm pretty sure it'll be on Disney Plus because Disney bought the Muppets. It's kind of silly. They buy franchises like the Muppets, and then they don't know what to do with them, so they kind of don't. And I don't know if they're doing that to like sabotage the thing so Disney's the only thing anybody watches, or if it's, they had good intentions of actually coming up with something, but they just haven't yet. I don't know. I did not like, well, I liked the movie, but I didn't like the one part in it. That movie, I can't think of what it is. It's like a Cinderella movie, but like she gets sucked into the real world, and she had cockroaches helping her clean the house. I didn't like that part. I did not like that part. But we've only seen that like once, maybe twice. I don't know. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it that much, So, so this is the last house we need to do, and then we can do Dreamlight Valley. I might be working on my story while I'm working on Dreamlight Valley, though, because, like I said, I'm that close to the end of the chapter, and I want to finish. What I ended up doing, I said this in a video yesterday, but what I ended up doing is taking chapter 58 or 59, I want to say 58, and breaking it up into like 4 different parts, something like that. Anyway, a lot. because, because you had the part where Jonah opens the door and, figures out what's knocking on the door. I mean, who's knocking on the door. And then you have Sean getting kidnapped in the limo, and then you have him getting rescued. And I think all of that was together. But then you have he's left in the garage all alone by the female ninja that rescued him. And it's dark in there. And uh, anyway, it's dark in there. And then um, so that's a second part. And then there's the part where he's in the infirmary, the house hospital. Um, I mean the mansion hospital. He's in the infirmary getting taken care of, and then I think they're gonna go to the living room and have the rest of that talk because they started that talk in the infirmary. Um, anyway, I think that's what's gonna happen. I haven't read past the infirmary part to find out so I could tell you ahead of time. But but yeah, I know that they're gonna have the talk, and then there's whatever happens after that. So like I said, I haven't read ahead. I wrote it down so I didn't have to remember. And it feels very good to not have to remember. I'm sorry, but it does. Like when your head's not so full of all these details that, I've got over 200 characters. I've got over 200 characters at this point in the storyline, I think, already. And I'm trying to keep tabs on all of them. It's like, whoa. Because we started out with 20 original crew members, and then I couldn't remember who they were, so then I made them up again. But anyway, I couldn't remember exactly who all of them were, I should say. Like, I think we started out with like 15, and then it ended up being 20, and because we started adding girlfriends and the I mean, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, and the chef. The chef has uh the chef had a boyfriend at later after she got recruited to the ship. She found a boyfriend. Um, oh yeah, he gets introduced to the storyline too. So Matt, Luke, and William are all in Misfortune. That's where they get technically introduced, but then some of them are going to have their own, um, their own book to go with it. And I may, okay, so like some series, they have like a book that, tells you where this person came from because the book series was like already established and you hadn't really said where these people came from, but you wanted to later. So anyway, I might do something like that with some of the other characters because their stories aren't that important. It's just it their their stories are not that important. It doesn't like change the storyline any to tell who, what, when, where, why, how of how they got onto the ship. But some of the others like Jake, Morgan, William, and Hayden, they're very important to say how they got there. And Michelle's dad, Jake, has a wife named Michelle. and her dad used to be on Katie Bell's ship as the first mate, and he ended up taking over the ship when she uh they kind of had to go into hiding because like they had too many enemy pirates threatening to kill them, and specifically this one pirate wants their daughter to marry his son, and his son is already way worse than his dad, and he was like only 8 years old at the time. So yeah. Um. Anyway. So I've said everything I need to say. Yeah. Please buy my books. And I've said, please follow and chat. Oh, okay. Nobody's trying to talk to me today except for the guy that's trying to sell me best viewers over here. Seriously, if I have people watching my stuff, I will come by them naturally or not at all. I am not buying viewers. I'm not selling viewers. I'll get them the way that I've been doing it. And somebody was trying to offer me art help the other day. And I'm like, I think my art looks pretty good. Well, actually, it doesn't look exactly the way I wanted it to. But if I build it in Minecraft, then it seems like nobody wants to, um, like I thought that a whole bunch of people from the Minecraft community would be like, oh, that's a great ship. That's awesome. And they weren't. So I don't get it. But anyway. And I've said, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and get those valid public watch hours up, please. Please, 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 please. I know I'm begging. I'm sorry. Okay, and then we will switch that out, and we're just going to start this one. We're not going to finish it. We're just going to do the 2 at the bottom all the way across. And then we can go to Wish Blossom Ranch. So I did a quick tour yesterday. I started to say that earlier. I did a quick tour yesterday and was like, okay, this is Snow White, and these are the bees, and you can go over here, but it didn't seem like it was the wide open spaces that some of the other places have been, and I was very confused about that. But anyway, we will find out in just a moment here. This was not in the picture. See, I knew this was going to happen. I started on my houses, and I want to finish it. um... Okay, I already did that. And then... Well, I guess if I finish the front and then go over to the side so I can see that it's not done yet, park there under the tree, so if it starts raining, I'll be protected. Um, I've got a great imagination, so I always think, what if it rains while I'm not on the game, to like go inside somewhere drier. So I try to park my character, when I'm doing this project, I try to park my character under the tree so they don't get wet. Okay. So I will see you in the next stream or video.